What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Games and Groceries channel. It's a little bit of a chill video. It's not the midweek speak like we usually do, but we want to be just open about what we hope for the future and the rebranding that's going to be happening next week. So a lot of you have seen on Twitter the pineapple images. What is the pineapple all about? Why is there so many pineapples? In fact, the last, I want to say 3 midweek speaks, we've had pineapple backgrounds.
Probably more than 3.
3 or 4, yeah.
The past couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're probably wondering, what's that about? And we keep talking about a rebranding and what's that all about? So, you know, this video is kind of like a little explanation of what you're going to see moving forward with the channel. First things first, we're not ready to reveal it just yet. We're going to be revealing what the pineapples are all about in our next podcast episode.
Yes.
But our new logo, it's going to be pineapple themed.
Yes.
You know, kind of like with Games and Groceries, there's going to be like a little game, little hinty who into it. It's going to be designed by, I don't know if he wants his name written yet. I haven't asked him, so I'm not going to say it just yet. But it's by a designer we got in contact with. And, you know, might be wondering, why pineapples? Just why pineapples? The reason for the pineapples, and Liz, you can speak on this more too, but in fact, it was actually your idea. But we've been open about this on the podcast before, is that, you know, in our marriage, we struggle with infertility. And then we were coming up with logo designs, and you told me something about pineapples.
Yeah, so I listened to another podcast, and whether you're going through infertility, it's touched your life in some way, or even if you just want to learn more about it, there's an amazing podcast called The Infertile Mafia. They are hilarious. And I joined their Facebook group, and all these women are posting pineapples. So the pineapples are the symbol of infertility. It's kind of like the symbol of the community. So that's why we kind of went with that, because not only is it a grocery item, but it's just something that means a lot to us to include in our brand, that it has something that's touched our life in that way.
And it's kind of like this subtle message to anybody watching that you're not going through this alone, that it's not supposed to be like taboo. It's not supposed to be embarrassing, but you're not going through this alone. So it's just kind of that subtle message saying it like, listen, we're gamers too. And even when you get married and you struggle through infertility, you're not the only ones out there. It's kind of like that little, it's touched our lives, and we want to touch others' lives too with it.
We want other people to be open about it with us and let them know that, hey, we're here if you want to talk to us. So
yeah. The second piece of news is 2 types of content. Yep. Only 2. Okay. So this is probably the riskiest announcement I've had. So on the channel, we're only going to have 2 pieces of content. Podcast not going anywhere.
Nope.
Just want to
Don't worry.
I think the podcast is where we started. It's our bread and butter. It's our passion. We love podcasting, and you know, I really enjoy doing it. So the podcast not going anywhere, and it's going to be continuing to be weekly. It's always going to be every Monday. You're going to see the podcast. So that's our first piece of content. The other part is kind of a discussion video, but with a lot of editing. I take a lot of inspiration from Doug and Nakey Jakey, and I love what they do, and I love discussing video games, and I want to do something similar to that. And Liz wants to build up a portfolio of editing skills, so we're going to be doing something like that, where you're going to see not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, you're going to see our first video on that. I don't want to give anything away. It has to do with Christian video games. It's going to be my first topic. But the other piece of announcement, the podcast is going to be weekly, but this discussion video that I'm talking about is going to be risky move here. It's going to be bi-weekly. Reason for it is because we don't want to overpromise anything. Because the reason why we're doing 2 pieces of content is because now at this point in our lives, we're both working full time, and I'm starting a new job. So I don't know what the schedule's going to be looking for that new job to be funding the podcast and all that. But I want to do these videos, but we want to give you quality over quantity. So that's why they're going to be bi-weekly. versus a weekly discussion like Nikki, Jakey, Doug kind of style video is because I don't want to overpromise anything.
Yeah.
But I have some topics written down. The very first one's going to be Christian video game-esque, so definitely look forward for that. But yeah, that's why. And in the podcast, instead of Midweek Speaks, we're going to have you on Twitter or Instagram, write in your conversation pieces about certain topics. So definitely look out for those.
Yeah.
There's still going to be your feedback into our content.
Just in a different video.
Right. Yeah. In the podcast video. Yeah. And just a little side note about the Let's Plays. The reason why we're not doing that anymore is because it was just a lot. And especially when the videos didn't come out right and you had to work really hard to get them to be watchable.
Yeah.
So that's why. It's just that the Let's Plays took a lot of time with very little results. And at some point, I'm going to be starting live streams. I don't know when, but because of the new job, I don't know when I'll be able to do them, but that's something I'm looking at right now.
We're hoping that in the future we can do more again, where we are putting out content every day like we were before. It's just that right now, like Adam said, we're both working full time and it's just eating up a lot of our schedule. We still want to give you good content, but we don't want to drain ourselves where we can't have the energy that we want to have for you guys. So hopefully in the future, we do have more videos once maybe we're more settled in. Even if we do this schedule and we see that we can do more, then it's possible we will, but it's just at this point in time, it's just, it's a little too much for us, but don't worry. So in the future, we do plan on bringing back more.
So just to wrap the video up, by the way, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. And if you're liking what we're putting out here, definitely giving a like and a share really helps out the channel. But that brings us to what we hope for in the future. Just to wrap things up here, because we've been rambling on more than enough for you. But the reason why we're doing this is not because we're giving up on YouTube, like, oh, they're putting out less content, that means they're giving up. Quite the reverse of that. What I hope for in the future is that we can make this full time. And like what Liz said, we hope to get into a place where we can give you more content, more ideas, more Let's Plays. But right now, our time is spent mostly at our jobs. And at the other part, right now, because we have full-time jobs, I'm going to say, this isn't really scripted, but we need to focus on our marriage too. So we need to go out together as a couple. We need to, do things as a couple. But it's been kind of like going to the full-time job and then doing editing and focusing on YouTube and then sometimes, going out as a couple. But we hope in the future to make this our full-time job. Just right now, we need to focus on giving quality over quantity because we were able to give out, 5 videos per week, but were they quality? We don't believe so. But we want to give you as much quality as possible than, just putting out videos just to get them out there. But we hope you all understand this and we hope you all join us for this journey. We can't wait to show you this new logo that we have. We can't wait to start this new fresh rebranding of the channel. I know, Liz, you're excited to do this kind of editing video.
Yeah.
I'm excited to really dive deep into video games, and we're also excited to bring on more guests onto the podcast. So I don't want you to think that we're only doing 2 pieces of content, one of them being bi-weekly. And it's kind of like giving up on YouTube. It's just that we're looking at the future right now. We're looking at our current paths and we're just like, we'd rather focus on the quality of the videos rather than the quantity. But we hope you all understand. And if you do understand, I would love to hear it in the comments down below. If you disagree and you're just like, Adam, you're lazy. That's true. You should write in the comments down below as well. And if you share this video with a friend and share our channel with a friend, tell them to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that they know, oh, Games and Groceries. That's them.
And the last thing I wanted to add was that we are always talking about mental health and making sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally. And this is us acting that out. Like Adam said, we can put out a video every single day and we were able to, but it wasn't healthy for us mentally. We were so entirely drained from working and trying to find time for each other and trying to find time for videos and editing and recording, and it was just getting a little too much for us mentally. And I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that it like Adam said, it's not us being lazy.
Just for me it is.
But we wanted to give you guys quality content, and we wanted to give ourselves quality time just for ourselves and for each other.
I think that can wrap up our conversation. So just expect some slow changes coming in. Yes, the channel trailer is going to be like the Games and Groceries one for a little bit. Just give me some time to...
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But it's going to be some changes starting next week. So really get excited for that. So we rambled enough, I think.
Yes, we did.
So we will see you in the next video. The last Oxenfree Let's Play is coming up this Friday. And then next Monday, it's going to be the big rebranding. All right. We'll see you then. Have a good one.
Bye.